welcome back for another book review. Today I am talking about Wicca, A Modern Practitioner's Guide. This is by Arin Murphy-Hiscock. Now, this book is set out to be for the intermediate practitioner. It's very, throughout the book, it's kind of referenced. And, the whole first beginning part of this book is really focusing that this is for the intermediates. And I don't think it is. Maybe, depending on how much you're considering as the beginner stage, maybe. But to me, this is just another Witchcraft 101 book, a Wicca 101 book. It doesn't go into anything that you haven't already seen in every single beginner book. It's the exact same points. And it's talking about the tools and circle casting and calling on deities, rites of passage, the wheel of the year, the moon. There is nothing in here that differentiates it from the beginner books. If anything, it's even on the more bland side for a beginner book for me. Other people might enjoy it. I think I've just honestly come to this point of realizing I just don't like this author. And if you do, that's great. I don't. I think I might have liked maybe one of hers. I feel like I might have had one that didn't fit her other books, if I'm remembering correctly. But really, this is just not an author I enjoy. I really didn't like her other book, The Green Witch, and that's the one she's really popular with. And I looked at the reviews, and some other people pointed out that this is a reskin of a different book. I don't know if it changed publishing houses, if she had self-published it, or what, but I just also wanted to point that out, that this is basically a reskin of another book of hers, which is fine. Authors do that pretty frequently. But yeah, I don't really like her writing style. I don't like the way the information's presented. A lot of times, especially in this book, it did come across quite preachy, which is a hard line to walk when you're talking about religion. It's hard to say where is the line of giving the information and coming off a bit too preachy. Now, a lot of this book, again, it's so basic. And again, it would be a fine book to give to a beginner because it doesn't really do anything. If anything, it's intermediate because it doesn't explain things, but it kind of tries to. And that's just the thing with this author, is that, to me, she doesn't explain things enough. And I am sitting there reading her books, and plenty of times all I'm thinking is, okay, but somebody else wrote this better. And the situation changes. Sometimes it's okay, well, I know Scott Cunningham covered this better. Okay, I know Penzak covered this better. Deborah Blake handles this way better. It changes over time and depending on the section. But overall, if that's all I'm thinking the whole time I'm reading a book, for me, it's I don't know. I try authors. Sometimes I hate them instantly and I won't pick up another book from them. Others, I give it a chance. Sometimes I give more chances than they need. Some I instantly am nope, never picking that up again. Caradwyn Greenleaf is one that it's oh, okay. I think I accidentally got a book from her twice, and it was oh, no. But, I know her, so I know when I see her name, I'm not going to pick that one up. And this is kind of the same category. It's just not it for me. I know that this is a very popular author, and a lot of people are going to like this work, and if you do, that is great. It's just not for me. It just is so basic. And it is a smaller book, so, there's not even that much information in here anyways, and, I'm just doing a voiceover, but the book itself is smaller than a traditional book. It is shorter. It is about the same thickness, but because of the shortened height and width, well, I don't know about width. Maybe it's about the same, but still, it's a smaller book than a traditional book size, which is usually about 6 by 9 is the standard book size-ish. And so this one just being smaller, I mean, there's less words in there. And I don't know, I feel like there is just not enough explained in here. And when it is, it really could be for the beginner. I don't know what the author was trying to make it out to be for an intermediate. Like, where is your line from beginner to intermediate? Because obviously that's going to change. Because, like, for Penzac, you move up a level when you start having, like, physical tools and working with the elements. And yet, in my own book, that's year one. So, like, where that line of intermediate kicks in can be a little challenging for people. And at the same time, is Penzac considering his level 2 to be an intermediate, or is that still beginner? Like, it depends. But I wish the author would have gone a little bit more into, like, what differentiates between beginner to intermediate and, like, how this book is aimed at the intermediate. Because, like, it didn't feel like it. To me, I was just left thinking this is another beginner witchcraft book, or really just Wicca book, and it's very heavily emphasized on the Wicca side, and, like, that's fine. Obviously, that's the title, but it wasn't it for me. I think I'm done with this author. I've read a few. They're okay. Not my favorite, though. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I try and post every single day. Also, huge thank you to my Patreon peeps. If you want to get more content, I have exclusive books, usually at least 1 to 2 a month, and a bunch of content. Got the audiobook of my own that goes up on Thursdays, and going through Outer Temple of Witchcraft by Penzac on Saturdays and sometimes other days of the week to catch up. And yeah, all sorts of fun stuff over there. So if you want to check it out, please do. If you want to buy my book, I did write a witchcraft book on death, which this book, I did have a little bit of an ego trip of, I think I handled death better, but I wrote a whole book on the topic, not a portion of a chapter, because I feel like sometimes we need full books on things. I don't know. Anyways, I have my book if you want to read it. It's linked down below on my blog if you want to check it out. And until next time, thank you for listening to my rambles about this. I would love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, blessed be.